So, I talked to a counseling coach. And what I mean by a counseling coach is I talked to somebody for up here. Now, I know I am getting in the best shape of my life. I'm getting into my peak performance, but I want my brain to be in its peak performance as well. So I talked to one of my friends, one of my good friends, one of my brothers, JT Thomas, aka Jonathan Thomas, who's one of the best at what he does. So I wanted to learn, like, what makes my brain tick. Now, I'm not doing this for a big old comeback. I'm not doing it for a jersey. I'm not even doing it for the likes and the retweets. I'm doing it so I can be a better person at life and I can be a better model citizen. And who else to talk to than somebody that I really trust, who knows me. And I can, ask him some tough questions and we have a few good laughs and we reminisce about the good times, but more importantly, we talk about like what matters the most. And that's what's up here. So let's get into it, shall we?
Jack in the Box. It's me, you, House, in the car, and Aaron. We freestyling. We go to your mama house. I didn't know what a Hiram Clark was back in 2005.
Hiram
Clark. I didn't know. I'm funny.
Hiram Clark,
I didn't know
baby.
what a Hiram Clark was, right?
Damn.
In 2005. Moved here in 2017, and you know I meet everybody. I don't meet a stranger, right?
Yeah.
From 2017 when I moved here until now, almost 10 years. LaMarcus Newman.
Yeah.
Mark Boone.
Yeah.
Ashley Mitchell. Kristen Harris. Nick.
Yeah.
I'm missing like 2 or 3 people that I've met here.
Yeah.
Who know you? Because everybody always talk about Westbury High School.
Westbury football.
Well, I forgot. Here we go. I knew I had 2 more.
Yeah.
Wait, hold up. Keith Mouton.
Mouton. Hey, Mouton, yeah.
Keith Mouton. So, like 7 people that I didn't met, you know Choni? And it's just me just talking about Southeastern. You know Choni? Yeah, I know Choni, man. It's crazy.
That's Southeastern from you just mentioning Southeastern and people
Southeastern.
knowing that.
People would know you left U of H and went to Southeastern.
Yeah, dang.
And moving here, and like I said, Wings Track Club.
I forgot about the Wings Track Club. Wings Track Club still around because we ran for the Wings.
There you go.
Me and Ashley.
My kids run for the Wings.
Your kids run for the Ashley.
Ashley coaches my daughter.
Which your daughter's about to get out of high school.
Correct.
Wow, how does that feel? I hear that you may have to get a third job because college.
Hey, man. Well, the great thing is, we started planning a long time ago.
Man, put her on that football field. She can't get a scholarship. Can't get that.
My baby ain't getting hit. She ain't getting hit on that football field.
Oh, man. Flag football?
You know what? She got it up here.
Okay.
She got her mama jeans. It's
right.
up here.
Yeah.
It's up here.
I hear that she got her mama jeans up here, but she got your attitude. So, quiet storm, you know what I'm saying? Volcano. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So how'd she get that? Why you do that?
It's a combination of her mother, who's quiet.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm not quiet, but it was the
not.
perfect storm. So
yeah,
absolutely.
Because a funny story of just like how everybody always asks me how I became an alpha.
Right.
And I was just like, man, for like the longest I wanted to be a Q. But then
don't tell nobody that.
Okay. We're not gonna edit that out, but we'll keep it in. Cause I'm gonna tell you how I don't like the Qs. No, but for like, cause you seen it on TV, you seen them hop or whatever, and then it wasn't until I saw School Days. And the Alphas came out, and then
facts.
But then I got to college, and my roommate was a Q. And
at U of H.
At U of H,
right.
Yeah, he was a Q, and then and it wasn't until they had they hell night one night,
right.
And they was in our apartment branding each other, and they was like being disrespectful to me, and I was like, I live here, y'all can't kick me out of my own apartment. The Qs kicked me out of my own apartment, and I was just like, you know what? And hell nah, I'll never be one. You know what I'm saying? I remember they had the interest meeting, and then at Southeastern,
Correct.
we were on the football team,
Correct.
playing for Coach Mummy. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
We brought football back, and you came up to me, and I was at my locker, and you was just like, "Hey man, you know what I'm saying? You ever thought about being an alpha?" And I don't know how we got. You was. I don't know how I found out you were going to the meeting or you was at the meeting.
I don't know.
Because I was supposed to go, but I was like, nah, I'm not going. You was like, oh, just come to this interest meeting.
I think it was Montreal.
You think?
I think Montreal had then, you know how it is, man. We on campus, people identified us, and it just turned out 3 of the 4 of us played football.
Yeah.
Right? Aaron's the only person that played football. Obviously, Steve played football with us.
Yeah.
You know, rest in peace, Steve.
Rest in peace,
Our
Steve.
dog, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know. I think that though, that whole experience, being online, playing football, really tested our mental toughness. Because everybody can't do that.
Nah. But being online while still playing.
Correct.
Do you remember the night?
Hey, we need to pivot. We need to pivot.
We'll just talk about. Do you remember the night in the training room?
Okay, I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it.
It was. Wait, so I can't remember. Was it practice or was it a game? I think it was a game.
It was a game.
We had finished a home game, and I think that game I had scored too.
Correct.
And then we went to set, and then it got you.
Cut.
Okay. Yeah. They don't know what happened. They don't know what happened. It was a great time. We had a party.
We had
an after party. The after party for like, yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Man,
yeah.
college days swiftly passed.
Yeah. College was kind of long to me. That term really didn't
Apply
by
to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I felt college was long because after U of H, I had a chance to play for a really long time.
Correct.
I felt like now I feel like I would be what is normal in today's game of like how long people are staying in college.
Correct.
Or whatever. So that's how. Wait, how did you get to Southeastern?
I was at Grambling first.
You was
So if you remember,
Yeah.
maybe you don't remember, these were the guys who were at Grambling. Felton Huggins,
Felton.
Jeff Howard.
We played with Buffalo Bills.
Right, Jeff Howard.
Yeah.
Damon Babineau.
Yeah.
Damon Babineau was my
Yeah.
roommate. Bab was my roommate.
Yeah. All y'all was at Grambling.
We was all at Grambling.
So who decided that they was going to Southeastern first?
FT left first. Felton left first after one semester.
Okay.
And then my high school coach called me and was like, hey, Southeastern's bringing football back. Might be log jammed up there at Grambling. You might see the field earlier at Southeastern.
And you was like, I'm trying to play.
And then you have to go. We left, showed up at Southeastern. Didn't realize that you had to make a team because you had guys showing up to try out that never even played football before.
Yeah.
But
what was that? I remember being
that was before you got there.
that was before I got
The
there.
semester before you got there.
Okay.
This was 2020. No, this was 2002. Fall 2002.
Fall 2002.
You got there spring 2003.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, spring 2003.
Spring, summer 2003, something like that.
So y'all was practicing before.
Man,
there was
we had to
football.
weed these guys. We had a fall game, not a spring game. We had a fall game. We had to weed these guys out that showed up thinking like this is recreational intramural football with pads. No, this is Division I college football.
Yeah.
So those guys had to get weeded out, and from that group of 500, right? The few that remained,
Yeah.
FT,
See, I didn't.
Jeff Howard, myself,
Babineau.
Lawrence Dunbar. Babineau came in the spring.
Babineau, okay.
Lawrence Dunbar.
Yeah.
It wasn't a lot of guys from that 500 group that they dwindled down. He only kept maybe 20 guys because all you guys were coming the next semester who were recruited.
Well, actually, I wasn't recruited. I called. I said, "Hey, man, I'm about to get kicked out of U of H." No, I wasn't about to get. I was just in the coach's doghouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, because I didn't show up for that summer workout.
Absolutely.
And then I remember Coach Mummy was like, "Hey, man, we like you." I sent them over my tape. I was doing I think I was doing a Delta fashion show, and I was doing a Delta fashion like
Delta talent show.
Okay.
I was doing a Delta talent show, and I remember I got the call, and they were like, "Hey, we want to offer you a scholarship." So,
Okay.
but I'm pretty sure they was recruiting other guys. I just so
Yeah.
happened to know Coach Mummy from Kentucky.
And we were locked in. And another story about that group of 500 that was there that first semester, right?
Yeah.
I mentioned Felton Huggins.
Yeah.
Played with Buffalo. Jacoby Jones was also in that group too.
Jacoby got cut.
Jacoby, he left Southeast. He was there. He left Southeastern.
Oh wow.
And then he ended up going to Lane College. And then the rest is history, right? Got drafted, NFL, you know.
Jacoby was at
Southeastern.
So Jacoby could have been
Absolutely.
at Southeastern.
He was there for a semester, if not two. Him and FTU on the same track. They ran track at Southeastern. So
That's wild.
Crazy.
That's wild. Okay, so now you're playing.
right.
Would you say that like at Southeastern, that was like you were in like your top performance? When did you feel like in that part, you know, that half of your life that you was in like your peak performance, like you was balling, you
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, I think
because
when
you play running back.
play running back,
Yeah.
right? When you're working out every day, when you're working out against guys that are bigger, I'm not a big guy, right? That are bigger, stronger than you, you have to be mentally strong. You have to be mentally tough. I know these words are kind of cliche words, but to walk in a room knowing you're gonna be the smallest guy in the room, you gotta have a chip on your shoulder. Sometimes that chip would get me in trouble, you know, but you gotta walk in the room and command the room when you're not a big guy.
Yeah, I didn't know how fiery you were. Until I always thought you was just like a cool guy.
I am now.
Yeah, okay. I thought you, but still,
Right.
in the work that you have done, I still never saw you like that. I was just like, oh, don't piss JT off. Like
And everybody, we're gonna have a good day if we stay that way. Right?
Yeah, and we stay just like, but that's where it is, not knowing that is coming from a different place.
Yeah, and that's Baton Rouge, right? That's where that come from, right? When you get
I'm living to be all, I'm gonna die to be all.
Hey, you know, so all of that pent up frustration, anger, you know, worried about possibly where the next meal may come from. When you get to college, you ain't taking no stuff from nobody, man, because you done took stuff your whole life. People done counted you out. People done dismissed you. People have told you, you know, you're not big enough. You can't do this. You can't. How you gonna do this? College? How you gonna get there? Nobody in your family going to college. So when you hear all that, volcano, right? It was my line. That's when you get to a point and you blow up.
Yeah.
So that's why you're like, don't piss JT off. Just let him just stay in his comfort zone.
Or you should piss JT off and see what happens. Cause I'm ready for this. I wanted to. Okay, so now after football is done,
Yeah.
you go and be a border patrol.
Correct.
When you told me that you was a border patrol, I was like, how? Now that's a different type of performance.
Correct.
You got vest, weighted, all this stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's that like? What was that?
So I majored in criminal justice
Yeah.
at Southeastern. We had a career fair.
Yeah.
Semester before I graduate, I go to the career fair. There's Texas DPS, Louisiana State Trooper, DEA, FBI, Border Patrol, and so I go to the career fair. This is how I found out about the Border Patrol. Walk in the building. There's a sign that says, "How would you like to make $100,000?"
Yes.
I'm from Baton Rouge. I just said that.
Yeah.
$100,000 to us in 2005, 2006 probably seemed like $1 million. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that caught my eye. So I go to the recruiter table and I'm asking information. I'm intrigued. I'm like, hey, I want to do this. Can I do this in Louisiana? No, you can't. Well, where can I do this? Gave me some states. California, Texas, Arizona. Okay, I want to go to California. Guy looks at me and smiles. I thought you said you want to make $100,000. I do. That $100,000 in California is different from $100,000 in Texas.
Different. It's about $50,000.
You know that, right? Living in Cali, you know that.
Yeah. It's about $40,000. I know I said 50, and I said 40. It's $30,000 now. But yeah, okay.
So in that conversation, I was like, okay, I'm a criminal justice major. I'm dating my girlfriend at the time, which is my current wife, and I know this is probably I can kind of change my future if I go take this job, especially with the amount of money they're gonna pay me. I don't even know what that feels like, and so that's how I ended up in Laredo, Texas, in the Border Patrol.
I remember one time you called me on, or called me or showed me one of your biggest busts.
Correct.
Now I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Did you chase them down? Did you run after them? How did you get that? Like, and it's like a classic of what we see on Twitter, formerly known X.
Yeah.
And be like, Border Patrol makes a big bust. You've made one of these busts.
Correct.
How?
That particular picture I saw you was the biggest bus I was part of, and it was from a semi tractor trailer 18-wheeler.
Okay.
And so that's why all those bundles came from that particular bus. When people are crossing the border, they're not carrying that much, weighted bundles. They just carry stuff in backpacks and stuff like that. So,
okay, but that was like, and then you like, hey, step out the car, and then. Did he take off running? Did you have to?
I mean, people run all the time. They run. They want to see if you still can run. I was a high 4.4 guy back in the day.
Yeah.
4.5-ish, but I touched 4.9, maybe twice.
Okay.
But average 4.5 guy. So I could run.
You can run with all the equipment.
Absolutely.
Did you ever run people down?
Walk down, like they say, the track.
Walk down.
You've
You've walked down people in full equipment.
Yes, sir. You ran track.
Yeah.
Show me how the proper form go.
The blades are here.
There it is.
But I ain't got no gun right here.
Hey,
I ain't got a.
So that's adrenaline, and you running.
You can't throw your nightstick out. Did you ever try and do any of?
No, you'll end up locked up. You throw your nightstick.
You can't trip them up.
Hey, they got rights too.
Oh, so you can't even. So you even gotta like a bit. So you just gotta run them down.
You gotta run them down.
So how often was you training when you was like a border patrol? Are you doing that same workout routine? Are you carrying over football, Southeastern?
Yeah.
Into that and
at that particular time, yeah, because you still physically fit, right? You still physically fit, and you have to stay physically fit because of the nature of the job.
Yeah.
You ask me now I'm easing back into it. I'm trying to get back there because at this point now, kids, wife, job, career, now I'm trying to find that place again how I was, almost 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah. Well, we're all chasing that because we're kind of like, so that's where I'm at now.
Okay.
So I am picking everybody's brain because I've had like some people come in here. Obviously, had a person, Kevin, who played in NFL. So at the highest level of like being like a peak performer, and then so now and then after we finish playing, and then so now it's like we're getting a little bit more seasoned.
Yeah.
My knees hurt a little bit.
Absolutely.
I wake up, I'm like, maybe I should do some yoga. I wasn't thinking about yoga in the morning. I'm taking that like extra time. And so, but then as far as that, now after Border Patrol and now what you're doing, you're counseling.
Correct.
You're coaching for like our mental. So
Absolutely.
that's what I'm here to get more stability in my mental clarity.
Absolutely.
So, which is all part of my peak performance, because not only do you got to stay mentally ready when you're on the field, you got to stay mentally ready as Border Patrol, and now how you're staying mentally ready even when you're like coaching. So,
Absolutely.
Tell me about that. How do you do that? I want to get
after the transition from law enforcement, it became education. All right, and so getting back to the game, right? I did that. Now I'm in education. Education aligns with my wife's career. It aligns because she's in education. Now I'm in education. The kids are still young, and so I'm in Houston now. So went from Louisiana to South Texas on the border. Now I'm in one of the best cities in arguably the world, Houston,
right.
Texas.
That's
you know what
right.
I mean?
You said
home,
H-Town.
home of Beyonce, home of DJ Screw and Lil Keke, all those guys.
Yeah.
The best city in the
Already.
world. You know what I mean? 713 day, right?
Yeah, 713 day.
My wife's birthday, 713.
Perfect.
Houston's home.
We love a wife that aligns with how you are and where you live.
Absolutely.
I love that. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I'm in education. I'm working at a junior high school down the street from one of the, powerhouses in South Houston or the, South Texas and so we're getting kids who have a lot of athletic ability. Because the area we live in, that I work in, a lot of professional athletes, kids are coming up through the program. It's Houston, so everything's just competitive, and kids are training at a younger age. But what I'm finding out is, while I'm coaching middle school football, I'm finding out that even with all the success they're having on the field, mentally some of them are struggling. Not struggling with mental health issues, but just struggling how to keep up this performance. At 13, right? Because their goal is, like the guest you had before me, their goal is every kid wants to make it to the NFL.
Yeah.
And I'm here to tell them, like, hey, it's good to have that goal, but you can do so much other stuff if you don't hit that mark. You can be a college athlete, but if you don't make it to that level, you still can be successful. And so the mental part of peak performance, I feel, is that ensuring that everybody understands that mentally as well as physically, right? You have to have a balance. You have a balance.
You have to have a balance in your mental. But how do you get How did you get to that thinking? What do you do in order, before you're about to go in and you're about to go talk to the kids and whoever, but what do you have to do? Because I want that. You're my brother.
Absolutely.
You're my frat brother.
Absolutely. Line brother.
Line brother.
Line brother.
You're my line brother.
Right behind me.
Yes.
I'm the ace, you the deuce.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So I want it. So out of all my guests, I can really ask you, give it to me.
Absolutely.
What is that MacGuffin? And that MacGuffin is like that nugget of information.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I had to grow as a person. So it's no way I can do what I do now to help kids and other people if I didn't mature as a person. You just talked about me being fiery.
Yeah.
When you met me in 2002, 2003, I was an asshole.
I didn't think he was an asshole. I thought he was funny. I didn't think he was. But
to certain people.
But yes.
I mean, I had this wall up.
You
I had
did.
this wall
You
up.
did.
I'm standoffish.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not my friend, I don't fool with you.
You may get in a fight in a parking lot.
I did have a fight in the parking lot.
And you won.
And I did win.
Yeah.
But that moment, right?
That moment.
I'm fighting this guy in the parking lot on some fraternity stuff.
Yeah, I was on my way.
Yeah, I know.
I pulled up late.
I know. And talking about how I had to grow, I grew because about 5, 6, 7 years later, I saw that same guy. And I apologized to him. And that's how I knew I was growing. Wow. I apologized to that guy because I ridiculed him. I ridiculed the guy. You know what I mean? And that's how I knew I was growing as a man, because at 22, I'm still a boy. Now I'm growing as a man, because 7 years after that, I have a wife, I have a family. And while we can laugh about that at 22, at 29, I'm like, man, you know what, JT, what was you on? What was you really on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that goes back to my upbringing and my environment. And so in order for me, what you just asked, in order for me to get to where I am now, it was maturity on my part. There's no way I can pour into other people, pour into other kids, pour into my own kids, be a community member if I didn't grow from a boy to a man. And that happened because I had to just do some self-inventory on myself and say, hey, how do I want to be remembered? Do I want to be remembered as the guy fighting in frat parties? The smallest dude in the frat parties, keeping up the most shit, you know what I mean? Do I want to be remembered by that? Or do I want to be remembered who the guy I am now? Community member, the counseling coach. Trying to mentor young men and to get to the level they want to be. To be a role model for my son, for my daughter,
Yeah.
for my wife to still want to, love me. Like, I had to mature as a man and not hold on to those things that I felt I needed to hold on to because I'm so Baton Rouge. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It does make so. How long I got to work on myself? How long did you work on yourself to get to that point? Was it a couple of months? Can I get it in pill form? Can I take a shot for it?
I know
is there
Ozempic. I know Ozempic is like the
is there-
shot.
yeah.
But no,
Is there
you
an
can't.
app?
It's not an app. It's not a shot. You just got to sit with yourself.
How long? I get bored with sitting with myself. I get antsy.
There's no time limit. You'll know. There's no time limit.
Now you're saying it like a whole guru. You'll know.
You'll know. You'll come into this self-discovery and self-awareness, and you'll know. You'll wake up every day and you'll feel like, hey, you know what? Today, I get to go impact people. I get to go help others. I get to go be the best version of myself. And it's rewarding. It's really rewarding to help people. If you would have told me at 22, when we met, or 19, 20, whenever, when we met, that I'm going to be talking about mental health, man, I'd be like, get out of here. Get out of here, man.
Ain't that wild?
Get out of here.
You,
me, of all people.
talking about mental health, but nobody talked about it back then.
No, nobody.
This is all new.
Yeah.
And keeping up with like the times. How do you keep, because mental health, 5 years ago we weren't talking about it. 5 years ago we just started talking about it. We just kind of got into therapy.
Yeah.
So now people are being like, I don't need that. Let me go try something else. So how are you able to keep up with the times as far as like, being the counseling coach?
As I just mentioned, it's something that you have to want to do. You have to want to say, I need to work in these areas that I'm struggling in. That could be any area. It don't have to just be on the extreme side of, talking about bipolar or anything like that.
Yeah.
It could be want to work on myself to want to work out.
Yeah.
Our other good friend, Jaron Pierce, he's a fitness guru, right?
Yeah.
And so him and I'll text, hey man, you got your workout in? I got to get to it today.
Yeah.
When I can take care of myself, Choni, I can go help other people. But I have to take care of myself first. And I'm still learning that.
Yeah.
Kim reminds me of that all the time.
Kim is your wife.
My wife. She'll tell me, hey, you need to sit down and relax a little bit. You pour out too much. And then I have to kind of just sit there and kind of just, pray, relax, yoga, to kind of get myself back to
What if I would have told you when we first met that we was going to be doing yoga, and
I was like, what is that? Like, what's that? And now, I have implemented yoga into, a lifestyle, because I have to stretch. And for me, it's more stretching. I need to stretch.
Yeah.
Because muscles be all tight, mind be all tight. So just stretching.
Now, speaking about your wife, Kim,
Yeah.
like how was she a great person, a great woman?
Correct.
Like how do you, when you're talking to her, and she may have some uncertainty of her mentality now, are you talking to her? Are you implementing some of your coaching when you're like she's having a bad day? How are you doing that for her?
I never want to show up as any type of counselor or therapist to her, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that to her. When she has things going on, or when I have things going on, we listen. I don't. One thing, I've been married almost 19 years, so I'm not. Early on, I tried to solve all the problems.
Wait, hold on, bro. Hold on. You just can't skip over 19 years. Some people don't even make it 5 years.
February will be 19 years.
19 years.
Yeah, February 17, 19 years.
What you doing for your 20th? Is that like your golden? What's
well,
that?
we, the 20th, man, I think we might want to go spend like 2 or 3 weeks in Africa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what I'm planning toward. We want to hit East Africa, and then work our way back to West Africa. So start in Tanzania, Zanzibar, and then work our way, through Central Africa, and then end up, in West Africa, Benin, Togo.
Yeah. So now you don't show up as that for her, and you more listen to
Correct.
what.
Correct.
But okay, what about the times where like you're just listening and she says something that you like, I didn't say that. This is what I said. How do
Yeah.
you?
That happens.
Okay.
That happens. When you're talking to your spouse, this is marriage advice for anybody. Try to take the emotion out of it. Meaning that don't anticipate what that person's gonna say and you already have a response. And I'm still working on that. I haven't perfected that. But I try to just sit and listen, wait till she completes her thoughts, and then she may ask me, you don't have anything to say? And I'll say, well, I just want to make sure you were finished first. Because early in marriage, I'm interjecting, right? I'm trying to cut her off, or I'm already forming an idea of things that I want to say while she's talking. So now I've learned, and still continue to learn because I'm not perfect. Okay, let me let her get her thoughts out, and then she'll let me know if she needs me to help guide her in a way, or if she may ask my opinion about something, or she may just say, hey, you know what? I just need you to sit and listen. I don't need a response from you. And even though I want to give a response.
Oh, I thought you were secretly like, yes.
No, I might want to give a response.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me just be quiet. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
You know.
And
so.
you just sit there and you
Yeah.
okay, so now you're back in the school system.
Yeah.
But then and you've been recognized 3 years now
For what's that?
for outstanding counselor.
So this past year, yeah. So in my short time in education, I was rookie teacher of the year.
Okay.
Teacher of the year.
Okay.
And then this last year, counselor of the year.
Hey man. So you got it. So you got the key to being to understanding your mental blocks and and being a peak performer in like your
Absolutely.
mental aspect. So would you say that now you are in this aspect of being a peak performer, counselor, coach, and like when is that time that you've been like locked in doing this?
Yeah.
When was that time, or is that time now?
That time is now.
Okay.
I've been fortunate to build a lot of relationships with people, adults, kids. Working at the junior high, I worked at coaching kids. A lot of these kids now are young men. I've been out of teaching now for 4 years, right? So I'm in a counselor role, so I'm not in the classroom. The things, it just makes me happy that I still have kids who I taught 4, 5, 6 years ago who hit me up, DM me on Instagram, hey, Coach Thomas, hey, man, I want to come to the house and hang out, right?
Yeah.
I want to come in and just sit by the pool and talk. And these are young men, when they come home from college, they could be doing anything, but they'll hit me up to check, hey, Coach, I'm just checking on you. Man, that means the world to me. And you know, I'm gonna throw out some names because you know some of these young men are, you know, playing football at the highest level.
Yeah.
One young man I coached, Kobe Sellers,
Okay.
playing corner at Texas A&M right now.
Okay.
Freshman.
He Cole?
He Cole.
Hey, Cole.
All
right.
Kobe Sellers.
Kobe Sellers. All right.
Was a 4-star corner.
Okay.
You know this kid because you know his dad.
Who?
Braylon Prude.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
6'4".
Yeah.
You know, 6 foot. Well, his dad was a hell of an athlete in Louisiana and LSU.
Yeah. His dad played for the Ravens.
For the Ravens.
Yeah,
Dad Cole, man.
Yeah, we just came from Vegas.
I DM'd, me and Ronnie were talking the other day because he said, he put this quote out about Nick Saban. Oh, this real. And I told Ronnie, I said, hey, man, the 2001 Louisiana class as a whole.
Just anybody that came out.
Anybody that came, I'm putting myself in there too.
Yeah.
I didn't go to LSU, right?
But you came in.
But the 2001,
the
2001 Louisiana class.
Yeah.
Marcus Spears, Michael Clayton, Ronnie Prude, Corey Webster. I can go on and on and on and on. JT Thomas.
From Astruma.
You remember that?
Yeah. I remember busting y'all ass on that track too. Struma, I remember. I'll never forget this Struma boy.
Yep.
Oh boy, who was the dude? The dark skinned dude had the flat tie, nothing but goals in his mouth.
Tiffany Thomas.
That boy. But we bust that ass though.
Tiffany Spears.
Okay.
Tiffany Spears.
But you know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
Slugged up.
Yeah,
Cool
absolutely.
dude.
Cool dude.
Great guy.
back in our day, everybody had gold teeth.
Everybody was slugged up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So.
But yeah, so I think working with these young men, I got to shout out, Jaden Warren. Jaden Warren's a kid a young man who's going to go to U of H, play wide receiver, 4-star wide receiver. I was at his signing ceremony last week. He recognized me as his mentor, and I don't do that stuff for recognition. I just like having an impact, Choni. It's little nuggets that I'm leaving with each and every individual. Hopefully that they can see, hey, man, Coach Thomas left something with me. And hopefully every educator has done that. I know I do it with my kids daily.
I don't know if every educator's done that.
Well, they should.
I know, but you're different. You come from BR, so like who you are and like what you have carried with you for so long. Not a lot, So you're a very special person.
Yeah,
to,
I appreciate that.
Wanting to like work with, a lot of different young men in this capacity.
Because that's important though. That's important, And it's not even just the kids who are going to play sports. It's other young men. And I say young men, but young women too. But I really deal with young men a lot. We just had this connection.
Yeah.
Whether it's, coaching my son's youth football team, which I don't know what I'm going to do with my time because now he's moving on to middle school football. So for the last 3 years, I was his youth football coach. And that was a time that him and I, we already got a strong bond, but it was just even more stronger.
All right, LeBron, you got to let your son go play by LeBron.
I done took my hands off.
All right.
We gonna train, but I'm not there coaching. I told him you got to go get it on your own now, man.
Yeah. And so, okay, how about your own kids? Are you bringing some of that coaching into them?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Our daughter's going to start her senior year in a couple of weeks, and
you scared?
I'm excited for her.
Okay.
I'm not scared. Kim, myself, and the village of people around her have done a great job of imparting in her life. So I'm excited to see what she's going to do. She's, a breath of fresh air. She's very strong-willed and strong-minded. So we're just going to sit back and just see everything that we've poured into her, what she does. At this point in parenting, we still have to parent, but now it's kind of like, okay, we've taught her this, she's responsible, she has great character, so let's just see what happens.
Okay, so now all these things that you've done, and everything, now when I come home and I'm mentally exhausted, and then like I sit down and I'm quiet, there's this little thing that creeps up inside of me, and it's called imposter syndrome. So how, when you're like alone, you become counselor of the year.
Correct.
Wife's happy, everybody is good, everybody is fine, and then you go and you sit back in your backyard. And congratulations on that pool, because I remember when you got that pool. I remember you working hard for that pool.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's my sanctuary, my safe space.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. You talk about imposter syndrome. I don't know if you're reading my mind or something, but go ahead.
Nah, I'm tapped in.
You tapped in.
Yeah, you tapped in. I'm mentally connected.
And that's something I struggle with. I tell my wife all the time, am I good at this? Because, I understand I'm having an impact. I do counsel, but there's a difference between counsel and therapy, right? Mm-hmm. So in order for me to be a therapist, I have to sit and take an exam. And I've been unsuccessful with the exam. So I know what I'm doing, but I have to go sit down and take this exam and pass this exam for me to be a full-fledged therapist, right? Mm-hmm. I can counsel, I can give advice, and I love doing that. But for me to go to the next level, I need to, pass this exam.
Okay.
And so that's when I sit in my quiet moments and I have to switch those automatic negative thoughts to positive thoughts. Because
is there like a thought pattern that like you have, because I know that you give out journals.
Absolutely.
For your,
Absolutely. I created a journal for young men.
Yeah, you created a journal for young men. So now, do you have a step? Is there like a 5-step that you have come up with, so your brain and you'll be like, oh, okay, I can do these things, and by the time I get to step 5, I no longer have imposter syndrome.
And that's still a work in progress for me.
Yeah.
Because I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about. It's just that putting that time in to study for that exam. That's the part where I have to, and Kim has shared with me, give me some ideas on how to do that. Because I am a social person, maybe I need to study with a group instead of studying by myself. That way, when I have questions that I may be confused about when I'm studying, I can bounce them off someone else who's in my study group. Because I've been going at this, by myself, right? Trying to implement a study time, trying to make sure that I'm understanding the content and application. So I have to figure out a way to be able to do that, so that I can combat these thoughts that that arise every once in a while of, you never gonna pass, like you just gonna stay a counselor. And I can say, okay, well, I can just stay a counselor and still be happy, but I want to continue to grow and take that next level, and that's gonna be to be a full-fledged therapist.
A full-fledged therapist, that's also counseling, or does a counseling drop when you become a full-fledged therapist?
You counsel, so you're a therapist. The therapist, what you're allowed to do is diagnose, right? Diagnose mental disorders, diagnose people with, different things. When I'm counseling, it's a conversation, it's guidance, it's coaching. So that's just the only thing. You're recognized as someone who can give professional advice in regards to, what people are struggling with within the mental health.
Will that make a difference in what you do and who you are?
No.
So what's the point? Why don't you just...
The point is because I need it, right?
Yeah.
There are probably maybe... there are not a lot of black male therapists, okay? There are not a lot of black male therapists at all.
Are there a lot of male therapists?
A lot of male therapists, and there are definitely not a lot of black male therapists.
Okay.
Okay?
Wow.
So there are more male therapists than there are black male therapists.
Okay.
Okay? And when I come in contact with guys who see the counseling coach, hey man, you do therapy? No, man, I don't. Because they're looking for, alternatives to sitting talking to their homeboys and just talking about the same thing. They want to come talk to someone who is licensed that can actually help them, right? I can give guidance and counsel all the time, but I do need that criteria to do what I'm fully capable of doing.
Which is being at your peak performance.
Being at my peak performance.
And doing that. Now, where do you go after that? Or where do you go once you do that?
Yeah.
Do you start your own practice? Do you continue, because you're doing a series that you created in the barbershop. And you're counseling grown men.
Yeah.
Like, and I'll be seeing you, I'll be like, what y'all, because some people be
you
like,
should come check us out on Tuesday. You should come check us out. This is an invitation on Peak Performance Lounge for you to come on Tuesday night in the neighborhood I live in.
Yes.
And you know what it is.
Yes.
Down the street from.
Yes.
So, absolutely.
Okay, so, but are a lot of people in there trauma dumping?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, because that's what I've been afraid. Usually in those groups, where there are a lot of men in there, there's a lot of trauma dumping, and I got my own things going on.
Absolutely.
And
I know that. Yeah.
And you know that, and I don't want to be in a room where there's a lot of trauma dumping. I'm just like, I can't take on all this.
Right. I have set this up to where it's not trauma dumping, it's self-help.
Okay.
It's, this past week we talked about generational healing, and we're solution focused. So, solution focus is, okay, how can we find solutions to the things that we think we need to work on? Right? We're not going in the past and digging up, right? I didn't say generational trauma, generational healing. We're focused on how can we heal ourselves.
What's the difference between generational trauma and generational healing?
What generational trauma is, I experienced, right? I grew up in Baton Rouge.
Okay, gotcha.
Right? And Baton Rouge shaped me in a way to where when you met me, I'm angry.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I carried that, but I didn't know why I was carrying that. My son, it's not an angry bone in his body. He don't have no need to be angry. There's a bar Jay-Z said, Hove did that, so hopefully you don't have to go through that.
So Jay did that because you're JT.
So Zach don't have to go
So
through
Zach
that.
don't have to go bars.
That's it.
And then from that you're doing your generational healing.
There you go. There you go.
So you've started the generational healing.
There you go.
From here.
From here. And I'm passing it down to my son, my daughter. They're going to pass it down to their kids, and so forth and so, however the legacy continues to grow.
Is that the same as when you're having your series talks with your counseling men?
Yeah.
I mean, are you passing just as much as that?
And a guy said this on Tuesday. Man, I keep coming back here because every time I come back, I gain something. Right? I'm gaining some type of knowledge I didn't have before. And here's the thing. Everything isn't about just, mental health. In the past, we did a session on financial wealth. We did a session on fatherhood. Mm-hmm. We did a session on health. And the session on health that we did sparked us to start walking in the community. So now, Mark Boone and I, we walked this morning.
Y'all walked this morning?
We walked, you just walking. Mark and I have probably walked over the last 3 weeks 2-3 times a week. I'm back at work now, so Mark goes to work later than I do. But
doing
like 3, 4, 5, 6 miles. But because that started with the health series. In our early 40s now, we gotta be mindful of what we're eating. We can't just eat Burger King, McDonald's, and In-N-Out.
Wow, you look 20.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, bro.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Early 40s. So we have to eat well. Yeah. Can't eat like I did at 22. So
what are you eating now?
My wife makes sure I eat my vegetables.
Yeah.
Again, it's Houston. So I do love all the soul food.
It's tough.
It's tough, man.
It's tough.
It's tough.
So are you counseling yourself when you're trying to pass up some good food out here?
Trying to.
How hard is that?
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. I could eat Breakfast Club every day if I wanted to.
But nah.
I can't though.
You can't do that. That's good
though. Oh man.
So now that you are in your peak performance, I feel like I know what to do.
Go ahead.
I feel like I got a little bit. You still didn't tell me the steps that I need to take. There are 3 steps. Give me like 2 peak performance mental clarity steps that I can use, that I can take on. Like after I leave you, because you don't answer the phone when I call.
Cap, you're so busy.
I call you.
And I call you.
I text you.
You'll be in town and I'll find out from I'll look up at you with Ronnie or Mark. Hey man, Choni was just down here. Benny was down. I don't know Benny, but I met Benny once through you. Right?
You met Benny, yeah,
right.
yeah.
Hey, man, Benny down here, so we was down here. No invite for me. I said, well, that's why Choni didn't answer the phone.
Right.
Here are the 3 things that you can do
Yeah.
for peak performance. You ready?
Yeah.
Number 1, self-inventory. When you wake up in the morning, ask yourself who I want to be.
Okay.
Journal. Find you some stuff to write your stuff down in journal. Okay?
How about my phone? Do I have to write it?
You can put it in your phone.
Can I be in my notes?
You can be in your notes, right?
All right.
Incorporate some type of movement, whether it's yoga, stretching, walking, running, jogging, lifting, those 3 things.
Yeah.
That self-inventory is very important though. We can lie to everybody else. We can present ourselves one way to everybody else.
Yeah.
When we're alone in our quiet thoughts, when imposter syndrome sneaks up, right? We have to do a self-inventory and check, okay, how do I combat this? How do I be the person I want to be? That's really important, along with the journaling and with the the movement.
Self-inventory, journaling, and movement.
Yep.
Where can I find you? I know I'm coming to the barbershop. I will come and sit in and hang with you.
331 Meridiana Parkway.
Yeah.
That's where the barbershop is, Tuesday night, 7 o'clock.
And where else can we find you at?
On IG, I just have Instagram. I don't have anything else.
Yeah.
And it's The Counseling Coach, at The Counseling Coach.
And what if I have some questions about can you coach me over Instagram, or you do that? Like how do I get in? Are you open to like be like, hey man, I'm dealing with something right here.
You would reach out to me, and depending on what it is, right? Because I'm not presenting here as a therapist, right?
Nah,
So
no,
presenting what it is,
Yeah.
You know, if you just need somebody to talk, we can definitely talk. But if you tell me, hey, I need this, this, and this, I know a lot of different therapists who I can connect you with.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
People who are rooting for me to pass my exam, just like my wife and my family is.
You're gonna
but
pass it next time you're on this show. Next time
Absolutely.
you will. It's already said you're gonna pass it.
Yeah, I know that. I just got to put the time. I have to do my self inventory and put the time in to do what I need to do.
Okay. Well, how about you go put some inventory in on yourself and go study for that test? 'Cause
Absolutely.
This is great.
Always. My
dog.
LB.
My LB.
My LB.
dog. This
My
is,
LB.
This is it. That was it, man.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you, dog, and I'm really proud of you. For real.
Man, I appreciate that. I'm proud of you, man. And let me tell you why I'm proud of you. Because when you left school, you went and did some arena football.
Yeah.
Some CFL stuff a little bit,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And then, you know, we look up you in Cali. And you say you was going to be a stunt man or something like that. And then you was home set in like, I'm going to Cali. I'm going to make it out there. I'm going to do something. And then in Laredo, we was in Laredo, I'm watching TV. Was it a Ford commercial? Well, it was something like 2010, 2011.
It was a Scion commercial.
It was a Scion commercial.
Yeah.
I'm watching Sons of Anarchy. I'm never going to forget this. I'm watching Sons of Anarchy on FX. Jax Teller. I'm watching commercial, and this is before, right? That, you know, we stream everything now.
Yeah.
So I had DirecTV. So I'm watching Sons of Anarchy. Commercial come on. My son is in my arms. It came on Tuesday nights. Kim had class in Corpus Christi.
Wow.
She would drive. At this point, after our son was born, she was driving to Corpus by herself, and I would stay up all night. Sons of Anarchy would come on twice. I'm watching the second time Sons of Anarchy came on because it's like 11 o'clock. I'm staying up waiting for her to come on. I'm half asleep with my son on my chest. I wake up, commercials on. I look, and I'm looking, and I wipe my eyes. I'm like, damn, that's Choni on a commercial. So I go to the group chat. I'm like, yo, Choni's on a commercial. Crazy.
What happened? Yeah, I never heard this side of
I sent it to Aaron and Steve. Your ass didn't answer the phone, so you know. But yeah, I'm like, this dude really on a commercial, man.
Yeah, right.
I thought I was like, dog, this dude, you know, got to Hollywood.
Yeah, had to go out there and do it.
So I'm proud of you because you did what you said you was gonna do and you did it. Didn't even know in school you wanted to even go to Hollywood.
I didn't either.
I thought you was just gonna come back to the H and.
I don't. Yeah, it just kind of like fell in my lap. Or
Yeah.
I knew that I could do this, and this is something. It's football.
Yeah,
It's all football.
Yeah.
So, but that's it, man. This is it.